Yes, guys, everything bite-sized here. Today we're going to be dealing with another true crime reaction video from JCS Criminal Psychology. Go and check them out. This is the notorious case of Michael Dunn. I'm just going to say quickly before I start the video, I do believe that he's racist, right? But it does not reflect on other white people. I don't want any racially divisive comments or malicious comments. I don't want from any race, from any person. This is just about Michael Dunn and his actions, which I believe are racist. I'm quarter Jamaican and I've got black family, so I find this really offensive, this case, and I'm going to try not to get too angry, and I don't want people to get too angry in the comments or start racial flame wars. So yeah, I'm just going to stop babbling on. We're going to get on with it, and just bear in mind that this is going to be a sensitive video and a sensitive topic, and I'm going to be dealing with it in a sensitive way, and I might lose my composure that I sort of have in my other videos. But let's get it cracking. Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm getting anxious about this video. Like, this case really makes me angry, and I want to try and deal with it in as a professional way as possible. But I'm not saying my other videos are like mega professional, but I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try, ladies and gentlemen, and record it, and then I'll see if I upload it or not.
Hello?
This is Global Tellme. Three-way calling is prohibited. All inmate telephone calls are recorded.
Can I just say before I start, Rhonda, his wife, I don't believe is racist at all, and I think she's manipulated in the relationship, and I reckon I don't think she's racist at all, and I feel sorry for her getting caught in the crosshairs, because I think she genuinely believes in God. So when she swore in court before God to tell the truth, she did tell the truth, and she testified against her husband, and you could tell it was eating her up. She was so torn between her love for her husband and telling the truth, but she did tell the truth, and I really respect her for that. And you'll even see that some of the family and friends, the black family and friends in the I don't think it's called an audience, but you know, like in the back of the courtroom, they feel sorry for her, his wife, like, even though they know that he racistly killed. Like, so yeah, just keep that in mind, that I have nothing against Rhonda whatsoever.
I have a prepaid call from...
I'm going to be babbling a lot in this video. I'm sorry, it's not going to be like my usual videos. This just touches me in a different way, this video. Mike Dunn.
At Duval County Jail.
Listen to him. He just sounds like a dickhead, bro.
I have a prepaid call from
Mike Dunn,
an inmate at Duval County Jail. Your account balance is
oh, I'm angry already, man.
$27.85. If you wish to accept this prepaid call, dial 0 and thank you.
hello.
Hey, honey.
Hope you don't mind I called you back.
No, I'm glad you did.
So being in a room by myself kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
Them animals, yeah, and I know there's a potential that he's talking about prisoners in general, regardless of race, yeah. So you got to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. But to be honest with you, mate, I get the sense that he's mostly directing that animal comment towards people of color, yeah, not just black people, but like Hispanic people. If that's, I don't know if I'm using the right terms. Do you know, like people from Mexico and South America? I honestly, I'm just so biased in this, yeah, that I'm going to be picking up on things that probably aren't even racist, but I just really do not like this guy, and he just comes across as a complete narcissist and racist throughout the whole thing.
Well,
listen to the hate in his voice.
In a room by myself kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
They probably he probably asked to be put in protective custody, or they put him in protective custody because the crime was so obviously racist that he would get abused. Let's put it that way. Like he would get abused by other inmates in various ways because of what he did. Yeah, and let's be honest, yeah, he's not the type of person who would get along well in jail anyway, even at the best of times, let alone with a handicap like having just shot a black kid for no reason.
Well, they probably wouldn't think too highly about what's going on.
Exactly.
And so it is best, but I can only imagine. But your mom said she was sending you a book.
Yep.
Yep.
And I don't know how she's going about
You know,
this.
I was thinking about this today, and I was like, I'm the victim here.
Oh my word.
I'm the fucking victim here.
Really, mate?
I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
What was you? What? No,
Yeah, and
no,
I'm like,
no.
so it's my fault because I asked them to turn their radio down.
Yeah, and they didn't listen. They didn't listen to you, and you felt so offended that these kids didn't listen to you and told you to flip off, basically, and then turn their music back up, like that. You shot at them, but apparently you got attacked when the forensics proved that everything he said about the attack was a lie.
I got attacked.
There wasn't even an attack. Like that's the thing. There was not an attack. No, none of them even had the slightest intention of causing him harm. He just let off like 10 gunshots at him, like for like no reason.
And I fought back because I didn't want to be a victim, and now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
His wife don't even believe it.
I refused to be a victim, and now I'm incarcerated.
Oh, no.
I somehow insulted these boys by asking them to turn the radio down, and for that, they were going to kill me.
Of course you insulted them. If I had my music, if I was a kid, yeah, and I had my music on in my car, and some old some old white guy come up to me and was like, "Turn your music down," I would just turn it up, like, because kids are disrespectful like that. Of course they're gonna act like that. They're kids. Like, come on, man. Like, what does he expect? Like, what does he expect the whole world to bow down to him and like obey his commands?
I mean, it's absurd that they would
It is
do
absurd.
that, but, they're violent.
What? Who's violent? Is he talking about black people in general, like, or just those kids? Because he doesn't know those kids, so how can he make that statement that they're violent? See what I mean? How I might be overlooking into the whole racist thing, but like I'm sure. Oh man, it's so obvious to me. Remember, please don't use this video as an excuse for racial division. Like, I have absolutely no problem with white people, black people of any persuasion because of their persuasion. Yeah, like I'm mixed race myself. Yeah, so I'm kind of like I get a bit of racism from both sides. Like, because I'm not black enough, but I'm not white enough either. But like I've got black family, I've got white family. I really don't think poorly of white people. I think the vast majority, by far, of white people in this day and age are not racist. Like, I think it's just the odd cookie like Mike Dunn that is just I might even cuss in this video, I might just cuss. I don't care if it gets demonetized in the future. I'm not monetized at the moment, but when I do get monetized, I plan ahead and try not to cuss in my videos, or I cut the cusses out. But in this one, I don't even care, man. This guy's a dickhead, bro.
I don't think we should talk about it anymore.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, they attacked me.
No,
I'm the victim.
You flipping.
I'm the victor, but I was the victim too.
You specimen, you specimen, you.
In the late Friday afternoon of November 23rd, 2012, a young couple were getting married at the Winterbourne Inn, an impressive wedding venue situated along the St. Johns River. They held hands and recited vows in near silence as 50 guests looked on toward the scenic ceremony. One of those guests, sitting in the front row, was 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn.
Just look at him, bro. Look at him. Can you imagine him in a Ku Klux Klan hood? I can. Like, I don't know about you, like.
Father of the groom. Sitting next to him was his girlfriend of 4 years and fiancée of 6 months, 45-year-old nurse Rhonda Rower.
I feel so sorry for her getting caught up in this, because she looks like a nice lass. She sounds like a nice lass. She testifies the truth. I just feel so bad for her. Why is she with this guy? She could get someone so much better than this guy.
Raise your right hand, please. The clerk's going to administer the oath.
Watch this, bless her.
Right hand. There you go. Just relax. It's okay. Relax.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Oh,
Miss
no.
Rower, do you know someone by the name of Michael Dunn?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known Mr. Dunn for?
About 4 years.
Miss Rower, what is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiance.
Why did you and the defendant come up to Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding?
Look, let's go back, yeah? Check out this black geezer on the left, yeah? I'm assuming, like, by the way his body language and his facial expressions are, is that he's part of the family or at least close friends with the black kid that got killed, and you can tell he feels sorry for her. You know, like, even though she's the wife of the guy who racistly killed his like, I don't know, someone close to him. He feels so sorry for her.
What is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiance.
Why did you and the defendant come up to Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding?
Because we have a puppy named Charlie, and because you usually can't check into hotels until like 3 or 4, and with the wedding being at 4, we didn't think we'd have time to get settled.
They had just drove 2 hours from their shared home in Brevard County, and their 7-month-old French bulldog named Charlie was waiting for them at a hotel roughly 15 miles from the venue.
And did you have anything to drink during the reception?
I had a glass of red wine, and then I had about 2 to 3 rum and cokes.
Can I just say, I think Rhonda might be an alcoholic. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I think she is an alcoholic, and she blames herself for. You'll see later on. She blames herself for the attack. I'm pretty sure, because she's the one who wanted to stop there to get a bottle of wine after the reception. So she's already had a good few stiff drinks at the reception. Then she wants to get a bottle of wine on the way back to the hotel, and that's why they parked up where they did. And I think, bless her, she feels guilty for the attack. Because it's just so painful. I feel almost as bad for her as I do the family of the kid that got shot and the friends of the kid that got shot. It's like she's caught up in the middle of this really horrible, horrific situation, and she blames herself for it, but she's like one of the innocent people involved, and it's just so painful to watch, man. Like, everything about this case is so painful. That kid tragically losing his life, and the other kids nearly getting shot and losing their life. I am 100% convinced this was at least partially racially motivated, and I really hate having to say that, because I hate racially divisive issues, and I try and avoid discussing them at all costs, because usually it's futile and there's no point talking about it. But like, it is what it is, man. I've been putting off doing this video for a long time now, but I'm going to do it anyway, and it's probably going to be one of my longest videos, because I'm going to be commentating because I'm so angry, but I'm probably not even going to focus that much on body language or vocal cues, but let's just crack on and see if we can get through this without me losing my flipping brain.
And do you know whether or not the defendant had anything to drink?
He had rum and coke as well.
Do you know how many drinks he had?
He maybe had 3 or 4.
They stayed for just over 3 hours at the reception. Then,
so he was drunk driving.
Reportedly had to leave early to go back to the hotel and take the puppy for a walk. They were staying at the Sheridan Hotel on Deerwood Park Boulevard, but as they were driving back, decided to pull into the Gate gas station on Bay Meadows Road at the last minute.
What was the reason for stopping at the gas station?
To get a bottle of wine.
And whose idea was it, Miss Rower?
Mine.
Oh, bless
Just
her.
before they got to the gas station, the car in front of them had the same idea and pulled in just before they did. The occupant of that vehicle would be known as Witness 7.
When you pulled up, was there an open spot to the right of the red Dodge Durango?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Tell these jurors why you didn't pull into that empty spot next to the sidewalk.
I heard the loud music. Didn't want to deal with it.
That's the adult way to deal with the situation. You see a load of kids being loud, listening to a load of music. You don't want to deal with it. Park somewhere else. Let them do their thing, man. Kids will be kids, innit? Boys will be boys.
The Dodge Durango in question belonged to 18-year-old Tommy Storns, who at the time was inside the store buying cigarettes, while his three friends, Leyland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tevin Thompson, remained in the car.
You can tell, like, he tries to act as if they're like these ruthless gang members, yeah? But you can tell just by looking at each and every one of them, they're just normal kids. They're not gangsters, they're not gangbangers, like, they're not dangerous. They're not gonna, like, they don't even look like they've had fist fights in their life, like, and then here's this grown man attacking these kids.
At some point while the three of you are waiting for Tommy Storns to come back, did a car pull into the parking space on the passenger side of the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
He seems respectful. The way he's talking to the solicitor, the lawyer, he seems respectful to me. Like, he doesn't, you know, like, he's just a kid. Like, what the hell?
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something.
Is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Something racist, most likely.
Did the defendant say anything about the music when he parked the car next to the red car?
Yes.
And what did the defendant say?
Oh, I hate that thug music.
You see how she took that deep breath before she said it? I think she knows, because I think that is literally what he said, but she knows there's racist motivation and intent in what he said, and she didn't want to repeat it because she doesn't want to incriminate her husband, but at the same time, I believe that she believes in God. Like, I believe in God, and I could not lie like that, like in a situation like that, and I think she's the same. She knows she's going to have to account for every word she's ever said in her life. It says in the Bible, you have to account for every idle word, and she's sworn before God, so now she has to tell the truth, and she's torn between telling the truth and like sticking up for her husband, and it's just so painful to watch. It's like there's a dichotomy or like a juxtaposition happening here, and I almost feel like she's a victim in the situation. Obviously the main victim is the kid, and then there's the kids around him are victims as well, because they might have PTSD because of this, and they've lost a friend. And then the families are the victims, but she's a victim as well, and I feel so bad for her. Like, I can't imagine the anxiety going through her body right now.
And what was your response to the defendant?
I said, yes, I know.
What happened?
So I hate that thug music.
Oh, I hate that thug music.
And what was your response to the defendant?
I said, yes, I know.
Oh, getting angry. Oh, I probably shouldn't even do this video. I'm so sorry, guys, if I lose my composure here. I might even just turn the valve up and cuss, because no, I'm just so angry.
What happened, Ms. Rauer, after the defendant parked the car?
I gave him a kiss. I took $20 and I went into the store.
Mr. Thompson, while the three of you were waiting for Tommy Storns, did the defendant say anything to you or in your direction?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
He said, can you turn the music down? I can't hear myself think.
And what did you do when he said, turn the music down?
I turned the music down.
When you turned the music down, did either Leyland Brunson or Jordan Davis say anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Who spoke?
Jordan.
And what did Jordan Davis say?
Turn the music back up.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door, I danced a little bit to the song that was playing. I got in the car.
Did you see or hear the driver say anything to Jordan Davis after Tommy Storns got back in the Durango?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you talking to me?
And how could you hear that?
Tevin turned the music down.
When?
When Tommy got back in to let him know what happened.
Did Jordan Davis say anything back to the driver when the driver said, are you talking to me?
Yes.
What did he say?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Please tell the jurors what happened next.
He's like gone. I've turned the music down. I can't hear myself think. They turn it down, then they turn it back up, and then when the guy buying the cigarettes comes back out, they turn it down again so they can tell him. And then Michael Dunn says like they basically tell him to flip off. Yeah, they basically like cuss him off. Yeah, like kids do. And then he's like, "Are you talking to me?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm talking to you." And then bang, he gets the guns out and gets the gun, sorry, single, not plural, out and shoots at him. That's literally what happened. Like, they didn't attack him, they didn't come towards him, they just disrespected him, and he feels like he's owed respect from everyone around him, and they hurt and wounded his ego.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be the gun that you saw in the defendant's hand?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
As you were walking to the register, did you hear anything unusual?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard pop, pop, pop.
Within 3 minutes of Michael Dunn pulling into the gas station, he fired a total of 10 shots into the vehicle next to him. The first 3 shots came through the back passenger side door, at which moment Tommy Storns hit reverse and backed up at full speed.
10 shots. He was fully trying to end everyone in that car.
The 4th shot missed, while shots 5, 6, and 7 came through the front passenger side door. The SUV then did a J-turn, at which point Michael Dunn got out of his car, took aim at the retreating vehicle, and fired 3 more shots into the back. The amount of time that passed from the first volley of gunfire to the second was exactly 4 seconds. Tommy Storns' quick thinking most likely saved multiple lives, as he took the car out of the shooter's line of fire midway through the first volley. Unfortunately, however, it wasn't enough to save everyone, as...
Look at that kid, bro. Like, he is not some hardened gangster. He's just a kid.
Jordan Davis had already been struck 3 times. He was hit in the leg, lungs, and heart, causing him to bleed to death in under 45 seconds. He was 17 years old. Roughly 20 seconds after the gunfire ceased, Rhonda realized it was her fiancé that had fired the shots, at which point she went outside to see what was going on.
And so I opened the door, and he said, "Get in the car." And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated, and he said, "Get in the car." But he was, you know, he just had that sound in his voice, you know, of urgency. Yeah.
He shouldn't have led her like that. Like, just as a side note, I'm gonna try and focus on the smaller things now, so I don't get angry about the meta stuff. But he shouldn't have led her like that. He should have let her come up with the words herself.
And so I got in the car.
You get in the car. He pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said. I said, "What happened?" And he said, "I shot at the car." And I'm
pour
like,
myself some tea.
We're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, "What car?" And he said, "The one with the music." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because they threatened to kill me." And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael. And I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was like that they started to advance, and I reacted.
No, they did
they
not.
They started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay. They just told you to flip off.
Then I asked him, I said, "Did you hurt anyone?" And he said, "No, I just shot at the car."
For all he knew, yeah, he hit multiple people in that car. For all he knew, like, and he was just ready to drive back and pretend nothing ever happened.
And, you know, in my head, should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think you've already told us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, you know, you stupid ass, you know,
Right.
what were you thinking? Why, you know, would you do this? But I could see that he was already upset, and I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I figured I'd just tell him in the morning.
Okay.
And
Is this all in the car? Or?
Yes.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then, we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Michael then walks the dog, orders a pizza, and pours
Wow.
himself a stiff rum and coke before they both go to sleep. There was almost no conversation between them the entire night.
Just kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
Okay. So I got up, and I start getting dressed, and the news is on.
Mm-hmm.
And and I see the red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle they were in, but I knew it was red. And so I see the red SUV being towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead, or and I said Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw him. And then I said, we need to go home.
Okay, so you get in the car and drive home.
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house.
Straight to the house.
What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No, we were listening to the radio, and then,
Wait, so I'm sorry, but for all he knows, he's killed multiple kids, yeah? And I just can't get around the fact that he carried on the evening as if nothing ever happened.
he would, you know, turn it down and just say, you know, I love you, and I know, you know, but I'm dumbfounded.
Right. It's okay. Take your time. Take a minute.
And it was just it was a horrible trip home.
Right.
And so no, I didn't want to hear anything. And, you know, so I was just get us home.
Right.
Get us home.
Okay.
And then when I walked back in the house is when I got the call from you.
Witnesses at the scene of the shooting took down Michael's number plate, and police were able to track him down at his home in Brevard County. He was brought back to the JSO Police Department without incident, and immediately subjected to interrogation.
So there's one black detective and there's one white detective, and you can tell that both the detectives know there's some racial motivation going on here, but I think they kind of don't want to get into it. And I'll tell you what, I give watch the black detective, at how hard it is for him to hold himself together, and it would be for anyone in that situation. But he manages it, like he manages to remain professional and calm. And I've got to give him credit because it's so obvious that there's some racial intent behind this. And again, please guys, don't use this video as a reason to be racially divisive, because I'm not generally speaking about white people at all. This is just a specimen. This geezer is not right in the head, bro.
Began at exactly 4 p.m., 22 hours after the shooting.
If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer. Okay. You understand those rights. Yes, sir.
He thinks he's smart enough to get around it without a solicitor. Like, that's what we call a lawyer in the UK. He thinks he's smart enough to dupe the detectives, which is ridiculous because there's no the forensics of the crime and the actions taken and the witnesses and that. There's no getting around it. He shouldn't be talking to the police right now. He should have lawyered up straight away. But it goes to show how much ego he has and pride he has, that he thinks he can do it all himself, and he thinks he's smart enough to dupe the cops. Which is also testament to how big his ego is, and that's why he shot at the kids, because they wounded his ego.
Sure. Okay. If you could just sign where it says signature, and by signing there, you're just acknowledging that I went over your rights with you and that you do understand your rights. Obviously, I just kind of want to talk to you about what occurred last night.
It's important to contemplate what the suspect is most likely thinking at this moment, as well as the character he is now trying to play. He wants to come across as the victim, who had no other choice but to take the action he did the night before, and needs to appear as rational, reasonable, and as considerate as possible. He knows that someone has died due to a situation that he initiated, and now needs to bend not only the facts, but also the perceptions of others.
So just kind of walk me through, just tell me from your point of view, what you guys pull up, you're driving, it's your car, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a Volkswagen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She's sitting in the passenger seat, no one else in the car with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of what happened at that point.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, but got out, she's in the store, and there's like a SUV next to us, and then the music starts, and I roll down my window, and I thought I was polite. I asked them nicely, I didn't demand, I didn't, or else I said, hey, would you guys mind turning that down? And
it was more like, turn that music down, I can't hear myself think, like some boomer.
And they shut it off. I was like, thank you. Cordial, right? Everything's cordial. I put my window back up. I'm doing my stuff, and I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. The windows are up for the front seat.
Okay.
And the guy that was in the back is getting really agitated.
The guy in the back he's talking about, that he's trying to act as if he's the one he shot and he was only aiming at that kid. Yeah. He looks, from the photographs, the kid who died, he looks like the most harmless out of all of them.
And my window's up, I can't hear
He doesn't even look his age. He looks about 14 or 15.
everything he's saying, but, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that, and
yeah, I believe that.
Fuck that bitch. And then
okay, I think he went a bit far with the bitch part, but like I'm pretty sure they were like flip off, like flip you, like don't tell us what to do, blah blah blah, like kids do.
Music comes back on, and I'm just like,
ooh, how dare they?
Live and let live, and don't need any trouble.
The detectives will entertain his standpoint for the time being. They will remain as neutral as possible as he recounts his own narrative. This is because they need him to divulge as much information as possible while he remains without counsel. The more detail he gives away, the more they will have to evaluate and possibly use against him at a later stage. They will almost appear to be agreeing with everything he says, which is for the purpose of encouraging disclosure. If they were to challenge him this early, it would more than likely prevent him from opening up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again, and I said, excuse me, are you talking about me?
Oh, he's very creative there, like, because he knows there's witnesses who heard him say, "Are you talking to me?" Like, and so he's being very creative. He really does think he can spin this and manipulate the situation.
And it was like, kill that bitch. And
he's thinking about it on the spot.
I'm still not reacting, but then this guy like goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun, and he goes, "You're dead, bitch!" And he opens his door, and I'm shitting bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. I mean, I practiced this. I'm at the Fort Malabar Rifle and Pistol Range. I'm an avid, gun guy and all that. No military training or anything, but I have friends who are in the military that show me the
proper way.
Yes, and so quicker than a flash, I had a round chambered in it. And I shot. That's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. Quicker than a flash, I had a round chambered in it.
The prosecution would let...
So he's showing off. He is showing off almost like of how efficient he dispatched of this kid.
That's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. Quicker than a flash, I had a round chambered in it.
The prosecution would later argue that if the suspect was so traumatized both during and after the incident, as he stated multiple times, he wouldn't feel the need to add dramatic pauses while recounting the event, nor add complimentary remarks to his gun handling skills. It's almost as if he can't help but boast about the shooting, despite being so allegedly horrified and shaken up by it.
Sorry guys, I had to grab some food quickly. I'm going to be really unprofessional. I'm going to eat while I'm recording this, but that's kind of one of the hallmarks for my channel, is being unprofessional. Like, you know, like there's a million JCS channel clones who try and be as professional as possible, and I respect that. But on my channel, I just do me, mate. And I'm getting really hungry, and I'm sort of like getting angry. But like, yeah, let's carry on.
Do you remember how many times you shot?
4.
Okay. Okay, just keep walking me through kind of what you
well,
remember.
I shot 4 times, and that SUV pulled out, and like I said, in my mind, they got a gun. And so, you know, not training, just from, I was still scared. And so I shot 4 more times. As they were fleeing.
As they were fleeing?
Yeah, trying to keep their heads down to not catch any return fire.
Okay. All right. And then
and that was it. I mean, I still didn't feel safe. I thought, you know, there was another car. I didn't know. I mean, I'm in a strange town, in a strange area. I just had my life threatened. The love of my life is in the store. And she doesn't know what's going on. She come outside to see what was up. And I was just like, get in the car. We have to go. I just didn't feel safe there, in fact.
And then he didn't even call the police when he got back to the hotel. He tries to say that he didn't feel safe even at the hotel. Yet he feels safe enough to go and walk the dog without his gun.
We had plans, in fact, a fairly expensive bed and breakfast paid for in St. Augustine.
More unnecessary detail that someone distraught by a recent event wouldn't feel the need to clarify. If he genuinely thought he was as close to being killed as he stated, or if he was at all upset about the fate of the young man he had just shot dead, the fact that he missed out on a fairly expensive bed and breakfast would most likely be overlooked.
And, you know, after what happened last night, and we were like, we have to go home and call the local sheriff and tell him what's up.
Well, where'd you go
he
after?
Didn't know.
We went right to our room.
You went right to the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't leave. We were just
Stay in the hotel
sitting
room?
Rick's waiting for another carload of thugs to come. I mean, I'd never been so scared in my life.
These exact
not exactly Oscar winning, but you tried, didn't you, mate? You tried to sound scared there.
I'd never been so scared in my life.
I've never been so scared in my life.
These exact statements were brought up when his fiancée Rhonda was interviewed 4 days later.
Michael said something in the interview that was kind of, he made a comment that you guys went back to the room and he was basically waiting on some thugs with guns to come to the room at any given time. When you guys got back to the hotel, did he take the gun out of the glove box and take it up to the room with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you left it in the car?
I do believe so.
Okay. And then you go to the room and he gets the dog and goes outside and walks the dog.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
Look, I'm sorry about all the background noise and me being unprofessional and eating and pouring tea and not being as professional as all these other channels, but like there's plenty of other channels you can watch if you want someone who's a bit more professional. It may seem disrespectful the way I deal with these videos, especially when I mock the assailant, or whatever you want to call them, the person under the spotlight. I kind of mock them. And it's just my way of dealing with the severity of the situation and adding some levity and easing the tension a little bit. Also, I feel like there's space for a channel that's a true crime channel that's a bit more unprofessional and casual, like mine is. So yeah, if you find it offensive, I'm sorry, but I'm just doing my thing. This is my channel, and I'm just gonna carry on doing it how I do it. I get even though my channel's not blown up yet, I've had some views on my true crime videos, and I get a good like ratio. So apparently it's working. To the people who are offended, I'm sorry, but I am taking this seriously. This does anger me, I just deal with it in a different way than other people might.
I would have to assume so, yes.
Okay.
So let's go back.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
I would have to assume so, yes.
Okay. And you guys just stayed in the hotel room at that point? Did you go anywhere else?
No, we ordered out. We got pizza.
Pizza.
The investigators have secured their baseline narrative from the suspect and will now slowly ramp up the pressure. They will begin to destabilize his thought process by inducing anxiety and then set traps for him to incriminate himself further.
Yeah, so if there's a number of reasons this is obviously like not self-defense. Like, one, if he was truly traumatized and it was self-defense, he would have called the police as soon as he got an opportunity to. Two, he wouldn't have if he was truly traumatized, he wouldn't be thinking about food. Three, just look at him, he's just an arrogant. I just don't want to cuss, but he's just full of himself, mate. The fact he thinks he can worm his way around this in the police interview is astonishing. He has got a level of ego and pride that surpasses any other person I've seen in these interrogation pieces of footage. The only person I've seen who has anywhere near this level of ego is the Colonel Russell Williams, which I'm thinking about doing a video of him as well. Yeah, but at least with the Colonel Russell Williams, he's actually got a reason to be proud, because of his military rank. Michael's he's just some knobhead, mate. He's just a dickhead.
They essentially need him to panic, and as he panics, they will pose more calculated questions. However, they have to do this in a subtle and methodical manner, as if they push it too far, they could scare him into shutting down completely, or even into requesting legal counsel and ending the interrogation right then and there.
I've got to say again, yeah, this black detective, yeah, I'll tell you what, yeah, the way he holds himself and holds himself together is amazing. I have no idea how he has as much resolve as he does. He's so professional. I believe, from what I can remember, the white detective takes the lead on the interview, and I don't know if that's because they think it'll be easier. Michael will be more reciprocative to a white detective or what, but yeah, no, it's interesting to go deep and try and analyze all these things. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. If you look at the way he acts and interacts with the white detective compared to the black detective, it seems like he either respects the white detective more or pretends to respect the black detective, when there's he treats them differently. I can't explain it, yeah, but there's a difference between how he talks to each one of them, and look out for it. Please don't be racially divisive in the comments, guys. I beg you, don't start race flame wars. That's not what this is about. This isn't some Black Lives Matter video or anything like that. It's just I'm just calling it as I see it.
I know you're in a strange town, and you have this traumatic event happen to you, and I can understand that. Okay. The problem, I can tell you, where we start to kind of get a little wondering is by the time you say you get to your hotel room, you're calling to order pizza. Why aren't you calling us?
I wanted to come back to my hometown to do that.
That makes no sense.
I shouldn't even left the scene, but I left the scene because I was still afraid for.
Okay, and I can live with that. Okay. I can live with that. You don't necessarily want to hang around right where the shooting happened because you don't know if these guys are coming back.
Look at you can see how uncomfortable the black detective is. He does anchor point movements and a lot of fidgeting and stuff like that, like he's holding in. I'm pretty sure everyone in that room knows what, like, that there's some racial motivation here.
I'm good with
or if there are more.
You know,
more what?
But once you leave and you are away from that scene, and you've even gotten to a hotel room and inside your hotel room at that point, you know, now it makes me wonder, you know, because if you make a phone call, one, we find out, you know, a lot quicker what's going on. Okay. The reason he and I haven't been to sleep since sometime yesterday is because we're trying to figure out, all we know is we got a dead kid in a car, okay, and we got a guy who shot and hauled ass. That's all we know. I mean, I'm just, that's where we start to get a little concerned. It starts to be, you know, and you know, we can speak that I personally have had a case with an individual who was moving to Jacksonville, first day in Jacksonville, and got involved in an incident and felt threatened and shot another person and was in their car, and he drove across the street to another parking lot and got on the phone with 911 immediately and started walking police into where he was. You know, that's the way I mean,
he looks like the way he's acting. Yeah, if you look at the way he's nodding and looking at the floor, it's like he's a kid in a principal's office. Like
to another parking lot. And
he knows he's done wrong.
911 immediately and started walking police into where he was. You know, that's the way I mean.
Anchor point movement.
So other problems that we have too. When you began to shoot, can you honestly tell us that you ever saw a gun inside that vehicle?
I saw a barrel come up on the window.
He has now gone from saying that he saw a shotgun to now seeing a barrel come up on the window, and his emphasis while giving the statement was weak and unconvincing. If he had spoken with an attorney, his response to this question would have been that he without a doubt saw a shotgun, and his conviction to the claim would have been immensely forceful. It would make it far easier for his defense to create reasonable doubt within the jury, which the suspect has now made extremely difficult, and continues on to make it even more so.
Like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel. I didn't see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick.
What are you idiot? You just put yourself right in it there, bro.
But, sir, they're
See, he calls the black detective sir. It's like he's going out of his way to not look racist.
They're like, we're gonna kill you. And then they say, you're dead, bitch. I mean, I didn't wait till...
Oh, look at the detective. He's not having any of it, mate.
To look to see if they were going to point it at me. He reached down and picked it up. And then
who reached down and picked it up?
Well, hopefully it's the guy that I hit. Where
was he sitting when he reached down?
He was sitting in the rear passenger side.
Okay.
And that's the guy that was really agitated. And then that's the guy that I asked, are you talking about you're going to kill me? Like I said, I didn't know what, you know. My window was up. He was saying a lot, but that's what came through.
So how could you hear him?
And I
With the
put
music.
my window down to ask him.
And the music is still playing at this time?
And yes, he is really loud and really animated.
Louder than the music that's bothering you?
Yeah, exactly. And they would have, the witnesses would have heard what Michael is saying, but they don't. They completely contradicts what he says.
Yes, well, the music was a nuisance at first. You know, with my car shut and the windows up, and you just hear the heavy bass. And like I said, I just said, hey, would you mind turning it down? And they did. They shut it off, which, you know, I said thanks. But it really wasn't...
There's a lot of self-comforting going on there, rubbing his thighs.
But it really wasn't an issue of loud music. It was an issue of them threatening my life.
But it started from me.
Absolutely, and you know that's when I started
And the
telling you
music
guys
was playing when you pulled up.
No, it was not.
It was not.
Yeah, it was.
So you guys pull in, okay? Now,
Also, look at he's fidgeting with his hands, and then instead of being forceful and downwards like a truthful individual would be when they're saying something to defend themselves, he's got his palms outwards, which indicates like a lack of confidence, and also like he wants to receive like belief from the officers. Like it's like a bit of a guilty sign.
Threatening my life.
But it started from me.
It's like, come on, believe me.
Absolutely, and you know that's when I started
And the
telling you
music
guys
was playing when you pulled up.
No,
It
was
was
not.
It was not.
so you guys pull in, okay?
Why did he say that?
Now,
I don't understand.
when he pulls in next to the red SUV. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It was already there.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. And was the music playing?
Yes.
Okay. The music's playing.
Like we said, there's some issues that we have. I'll be the first to tell you there's no weapons in the car. I don't know what you saw.
I don't know what to tell you.
He's far too relaxed, and the detectives ramp up the pressure once more.
Here's what has to happen. I know that from your position right now that you're going to do everything to protect yourself. And I can't say that I blame you for that. But we're going to need the total truth.
He keeps rubbing his thighs to comfort himself and release nervous energy. He's on the spot. I think he's a little bit more nervous than JCS thinks. I think inside he is panicking, but like he still thinks that he can worm his way around it.
As to what happened, not this story that I've had from 7:30 last night till 12 o'clock today to fix up. Okay, because the only thing that's going to make sense to us is the truth matching the scene. And there was the biggest problem we got, the first hurdle we got to get over is that there is no weapon in that truck.
Do you have a stick?
There was nothing found in or near the car that resembled a stick nor a weapon. The suspect is now trying to forge a narrative that his actions were justified due to his perception of a threat, regardless of if there was one or not.
Well, the second problem we have is that...
Like, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, why would they have a stick in the car? Like, it would have been better off saying, like, baseball bat or something like that. Who carries a stick around with them?
The last set of rounds when the truck is backing away from you, and you put 4 more sets in it. 4 more shots in it.
That's aggressive.
That's an issue. Because now, if it's backing away, it's no longer a threat.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. I understand that. In my mind, they had a weapon.
Okay. I can't shoot someone because in my mind they had a weapon. Okay. That's the problem. I mean, if I walked up to someone right now and I'm having a confrontation with them and I think they have a weapon, the law doesn't allow me to shoot him because I think he has a weapon.
Let me ask you this: how were you when you pulled your gun out? Say you're sitting in your driver's seat like that, straight ahead. How did you shoot? Did you shoot one-handed? Did you shoot two-handed?
Two-handed, like
two-handed, like this. You come across your body.
Yeah. So he had more time to think because 1, he had to open his glove box. That's one action. 2, he has to pull out the case. 3, he has to pull out the gun out of the case. 4, he has to pick it up. 5, he has to rack a bullet in the chamber, and 6, he has to then aim. Then 7, he has to shoot. Yeah, and then each shot counts as another action, and then so that's like what we're on about, like 10 to 15 actions now. Then he stops, so he has time to think again. And then he reassesses and shoots 4 more times. You're talking about he had so many chances to stop what he was doing, and he didn't. Like he had so much time to think about what was going on, and he just kept shooting. He just had the sole intent of ending everyone in that car.
You shoot the first, what you said, 4 shots is what you remember, and they start backing out. you continue to shoot through the window, or do you reposition?
I don't recall, but I do remember getting out of my car and taking out.
Why would if there's a threat, why would you get, I think they go on to say this, why would you get out of the car if there was a threat? Like, you would stay in the car where you're more shielded and concealed.
Like, getting sideways, and I was, like, waiting for the wink, or...
So once again...
All this is...
Okay. Once again, if you think they have something, think they have a shotgun.
They had a shotgun.
You think they have a shotgun. You're going to get out of your car so they can get a good aim on you? Make any sense?
Well, at the time, I was doing everything on adrenaline and no...
But I'm just saying, we're trained to, if we think something is there, to get out of the way.
To get out of the way.
Cover or concealment. So you're telling me that you thought they had a shotgun, but you got out of your car.
He wanted to get a better aim on the car. Like, he was in a rage, mate. He's not in a state of he wasn't in a state of shock. He was in a state of pure and utter rage at the disrespect they showed him.
So they would get a good aim at you, is what you're telling me.
Well, I thought maybe they would shoot at the car and I wouldn't be in it. But
so the car, your car's not shooting at them. You are. Why would they shoot at your car?
They can't. So, honestly, sir, I'm...
So he keeps calling the black officer sir, not the white officer, because I think he wants to make it look more like he's not a racist.
At a loss to justify what I did on the second volley.
Unlucky.
Other than to say I thought they were going to be shooting back, and I was keeping them from doing that. And
wow,
I was in such a panic.
So you get the gun, rack it, and then reassess?
No, I didn't reassess.
So you went, grabbed gun, rack, came up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see him start to come out of the door of the truck.
The black detective is losing his. He's losing it.
Turn to get your gun. Is that correct?
Wait, let's look at his body language there. He just can't deal with his nonsense, man. But can you blame him? Like, really, sitting in that situation, can you blame him for, like, he's doing an incredible job of holding himself together. Like, if I was that detective, yeah, being a mixed race lad, yeah, having Jamaican genes, yeah, I would be so angry. And I think internally he is. He knows that there's a racial motivation behind this, but he's got to be professional as a police officer, and he's managing it. But you can see in his body language that he's getting very frustrated.
Get the gun, rack it, and then reassess?
No, I didn't reassess.
So you went, grabbed gun, rack, came up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
yeah,
you see him start to come out of the door of the truck. At that point, you turn to get your gun.
Oh, dear.
You take it out of your glove box. You unholster it. You rack around, and you come back up on target.
Yes, sir. Fluid motion.
Okay.
Showing off again.
In the amount of time he's starting to get out of the truck when you first start to go get your. But yet, by the time you come back and start shooting, he's still in the truck.
He's coming out. I think he saw what I was doing when it was running back in. I don't know.
What are you on about, bro?
That's where I'm a little thrown off here. Okay, because he is sitting in the back seat of that truck when he is hit. Okay, because the bullet goes right through the door. 3 bullets went through that door. Okay, he wasn't hit standing outside the truck.
Oh no, I know I shot through the door,
okay, so
driving him back.
How's he getting out of the door if you're shooting through it? You're confusing us.
All right. When the latch is coming off the door,
what are you
that's
on?
when I went to do what I was doing.
What are you on about, bro?
And when I came back, I'm firing.
When the latch is coming off the door?
No, when I got my gun out of the...
When you said earlier about when you see the latch, what do you mean by the latch coming?
Well, the door's opening, and he's stepping
no,
out.
It's not.
So and he's stepping out.
No.
Yes, and then
And you go and reach, but by the time you come back and come up just blazing, somehow he's still sitting in the truck.
Well, maybe I'm not as fast with the whole thing as I think I am, but it was...
Or maybe he wasn't getting out of the truck.
Oh, absolutely he was.
This was refuted by forensics. The victim never got out of the truck, and the door was shut at the time the suspect opened fire. This was proven by correlating the angles of the bullets that came through the door, alongside the entry and exit wounds to the victim.
You're saying you feel like you have a threat. This guy's got a shotgun in your view. Okay, so you think he's getting out of the car. Okay, so you turn to get yours.
He wouldn't get, like, who would get out of the car? You would shoot from in, I think they go on to say this, if they were really, like, out to get him, they would have just shot him from inside the car. They wouldn't go to get out of the car. Neither should Mike get out of the car. None of it makes sense. Like, it's like he's making it up on the spot, and he thinks he's that smart, and he's that arrogant that he can worm his way around this, but he has no idea what he's on about.
If he's unarmed, which he is, why is he going to be?
I don't know. Maybe
now
he thinks I'm unarmed. The sad fact of it is he's
that kid has died.
Telling me he's going to kill me.
That's not the sad. No,
you're
no.
dead, bitch.
Because you asked him to turn the radio down.
See, that's the part where I don't understand.
And you know what? And I'll tell you,
they were getting really agitated.
I understand it, because believe me, we deal with guys who you ask them to turn their radio down, they would get out of the car and shoot you. We deal with those kind of dudes all the time.
Here's what I can almost bet you a year of my salary on. When you got into a confrontation with those guys, a man of your stature,
basically saying a man, like, he's saying, not, I don't think he's just referring to how big Mike is. I think he's sort of referring, like, slyly, like, how arrogant and pompous he is.
if there was a gun in that truck, they would have shot you. They wouldn't have had to get out. They would have shot right through. They would have shot from the truck just like you were shooting from your car. People don't get out of the car to be seen when they're shooting someone. They're going to shoot you right inside that truck.
All right. He's getting out of his car. We're this close to each other. He was getting out of his car after repeatedly telling me that he was going to kill me.
No.
So, is he going to bite my ear off or shoot me with a shotgun? I wasn't too concerned about how he intended to do it.
If you thought he had a shotgun, you most likely would be concerned with how he intended to do it. You would be likely more concerned with being shot with a shotgun as opposed to having your ear bitten off.
Now, and I'll tell you this: we talked to the other guys in the car, and they will all tell us he didn't like the fact that some strangers telling him to turn his music down. He's 17. He's a teenager. Okay, you know what teenagers are. They're a little hard-headed sometimes, especially when they're out on their own. And did he throw some F-bombs at you? Basically tell you to go fuck yourself multiple times? Absolutely. They said, yep, he was jaw-jacking back and forth with that guy. But at no time did any of them say, well, okay, he did say he was going to kill him. Because it makes no sense, because what's he going to do? He's not armed.
And he's like half the size of Mike.
What's he going to, I'm going to kill you and get out of a car. And we're talking about a kid. You know how many times that kid's been to jail? Never. He has no history of violence, and it's not like we're getting some street
thug.
dog.
This kid has is a truancy in school.
He shouldn't have interrupted, really. They should talk one by one.
I'm talking about a violent kid here. He has no track record. There are guys in Jacksonville who I'd go, okay, I believe that, because they got track records. This kid ain't got no track record. The kid sitting next to him doesn't have a track record. The kid sitting in front of him doesn't have a track record. None of them do. These aren't violent guys.
They're just kids.
They pull up so the driver can run in and buy cigarettes. It's the only reason they're even there. They just got back from going to the mall. That's it. So I have a hard time buying how I can totally see him talking shit to you. I can see that. But to take it to a level that he's threatening to end your life when he can't. There's no way he can. He doesn't have anything.
I didn't know that.
I know.
That's all the reason that, you not knowing that is all the reason why you took your next step too far.
Yeah, the problem is you went from 0 to 100 without ever getting to 50.
I have a guy very irate saying he wants me dead. Well, if the other guys aren't corroborating, I'm sorry, but that's
And
what he's
understand
saying.
too, there's people in the parking lot that can hear what's going on too.
Not one of them. We have what's called independent witnesses.
Yeah, not associated.
I understand. I wasn't sure that I heard him right. That's why are you
Bro,
directed towards me?
just stop talking. Stop talking. You're digging yourself into a huge pit. What are you doing? Like, surely at this point he's starting to notice that they're not buying his cock and bull story. Yeah, he's not smart enough to outsmart the detectives. The forensics at the scene prove everything he's saying is wrong. The independent witnesses prove everything he's saying is wrong. Just everything, like, you just bro, it is what it is. Yeah, let's just put it bluntly. Yeah, let me just put it bluntly. Yeah, what I think happened. Yeah, he pulls up. There's some kids being kids, having loud music, yeah? He gets annoyed, yeah? And he takes it upon himself because he's so arrogant and prideful to tell them to shut up, yeah, basically, yeah? Shut that music off, yeah? And then when they turned it back on, he was thinking, how dare they? How dare they? And then he just pulled. How can you go like the detective says? He went from 0 to 100. Like he did. Like when he said, "Are you talking to me?" So they're telling him to f off and all this, yeah, and probably calling him names and stuff like that, yeah, because he's a boomer and probably deserves it. And then when he says, "Are you talking to me?" and they probably go, "Yeah, I'm effing talking to you. You blah 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 blah." Yeah, and then he's like, "No." And then he says, "No, you're not going to talk to me like that." Pulls out his gun, bat. And then waits, and bat. Like he's like it's just got malicious intent written all over it. And I guarantee you, yeah, if that was a car full of white kids, yeah, I don't think he would have got to the level he did and shot them. And I'm just going to put it bluntly like that. I hate talking about racial issues, yeah. I hate pulling the race card. I really do. I hate it, yeah. And that's why I didn't want to do this video. But I bet you if that was a car full of white kids showing him the same disrespect, he wouldn't have shot them all, like, or shot at them all. I bet you. I would guarantee it, like. But like, it is what it is. Comment what you think below. Just don't turn it into a flame war, please.
You're gonna kill me?
And that happens to be an exact quote of, "Are you talking to me?" That was an exact quote. Guys with the truck said. He said something to the effect of, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
So that's dead on. Yeah, he was talking to you. He's basically telling you to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to turn the music back up.
Yeah, no, the music was already up, and he's talking, kill the guy.
No.
I just can't understand, if the music is up to the point where you're asking them to turn it down, how can you also hear the conversation that they're having?
Exactly.
It's not making any sense.
He's livid. He's not talking. He's yelling.
Bro, that picture of the kid who died, yeah, I don't think he's even capable of being livid. Like, he looks like the sweetest, most innocent lad, yeah? Like, and all of the others, they look like they might be a bit cheeky, yeah? They look like they might be a bit cocky, yeah? But they're not drug dealers, they're not gangsters, they're not gangbangers, they're not violent, they're just kids. Like, teenagers will be kids, boys will be boys. Teenagers are gonna, like, tell him to F off if he, like, what does he expect? What, he thinks the world should just bow down before him and you know, like, obey every command he says. He thinks he's got like a god complex.
And my window's up and I can hear him. I'm not making out all the words. But then I hear, you know, kill that son of a bitch, or kill that motherfucker, I think is what he was saying.
How do you know it was him saying it?
Well, when I put the window down and I asked him, he said the same thing. Yeah, kill a motherfucker. And then when he was opening his door, that's when he said, "You're dead, bitch."
He didn't open the door, though.
You know, when you say he didn't have a weapon, he's on the ground, and you put something up on the thing and then gets out. I thought it was a shotgun.
What are you on about, bro?
Or a stick, or, you know, some kind of weapon, but he's
effing idiot. You absolute moron.
Confrontational, and using words like, "I'm gonna kill you and you're dead."
No.
And I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man.
Bollocks.
And, I don't know how many kids are in that.
Mate,
but
the kid he managed to hit and killed looks about flipping 14, 15. He doesn't even look his age.
The windows are down for the back seat. I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. I thought they all were.
No.
And in my mind, they're all going to get out of this truck and shoot me or beat me.
You know,
or
had that been the case, we would have a different argument. Had anyone been out of the truck, walking towards you in any type of threatening manner, we would have a
we were
different...
parked right next to each other.
Yes.
So I know you were. There was no walking. It was him getting out and he was an arm reach from me.
But here, those cars are so close to each other, though. Him getting out, it's going to be hard for him to get out because he's back away from you. His door opens up. He's actually going to be shielding himself from where you are because you're closer up to the driver.
All these things you're saying are great, but you know, I didn't analyze all these things. I got the shit scared out of me.
I know.
And some guys coming at me.
No, you got the shit. I don't want to cuss. You got the crap. You didn't get the crap scared out of you. You got the piss taken out of you. You were like, how dare these kids take the piss out of me?
Telling me what he's gonna do or wants to do. I reacted.
Yep.
I'm sitting here
How
telling you
dare
that
they?
I was in fear
How
for my
dare
life. I honestly was. I have so much going on in my personal life. The last thing I want to do is be in trouble. I don't want to cause you guys a sleepless night. I don't
What about, you don't want to lose your freedom? What about the kid? You don't want to kill someone.
want to lose my freedom.
He reverts back to this premise multiple
What about the
times.
kids?
He continuously associates these two reasons with the notion that he wasn't the instigator, yet not once does he mention that he wouldn't want a teenager to lose his life over a verbal altercation.
This is what we do. Don't worry about that. This is what we do.
Well, I mean, the last thing I'm looking for is trouble. The last thing. Sir, from where I was sitting, a shotgun was coming up at me, and so I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if it happened again tomorrow where a shotgun was coming up, I think I would do the same. I hope I would
And you know what,
not be
Mr.
afraid
Dunn?
to do the same.
If there was a shotgun coming up at you, we would expect you to do what you did. The problem that we have is that there is no shotgun. That's the bridge that we got to get across. You keep dwelling on this shotgun as if there was one at the scene. If there was a shotgun, a BB gun, any type of gun at the scene. Hell, if it was a water gun that was black that looked real at the scene.
Like I said, it was a barrel. Could have been just a stick, but I mean, it was.
Could have been.
Who? Oh, I like how this detective. I like this. But like, who carries a stick around with them?
It was a barrel. Could have been just a stick, but I mean, it was.
Could it have been your imagination?
It certainly. Well, no.
He
No,
said
it says it with a rising intonation.
no with a rising intonation.
Oh, you can tell I've seen these videos too many times.
The way in which he said the word doesn't correlate with its message. The intonation was more matched with the word maybe.
It certainly. Well, no.
The pressure he's under is causing disorientation in his critical thinking. He was unable to process the adjustment in his thoughts to his words quick enough, and that's why they came out mixed together.
I mean, anything's possible, I guess, but him coming out of his car was not my imagination.
Okay.
And it was right after I saw that he started coming out of his car and saying, "You're dead, bitch."
No.
When you went and grabbed your gun, racked it, and came back around,
Remember,
what were you shooting at?
he had to take about 1 million different actions, and he could have paused and rethought at any one of those actions.
Did you acquire a target or did you just start shooting?
I shot at the door.
Which door? Which door?
The rear passenger.
You shot at his door?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the purpose of that?
Saved my life.
From the door?
No, he was coming out of his door, and I guess he went back in it, but that's where he was
Let's just say,
prior.
hypothetically, you and him exchanged words. He opened the door to go in the store to use the bathroom.
He wouldn't have said, "You're dead, bitch," and then...
I'm just saying.
Well, then I guess I would be in trouble if that was the case.
Wow.
But that's not what happened.
We are so lucky. Really? There should be 3 of those 4 should have been hit.
Yep.
3 of those 4. You could have 3 dead guys right now. Okay. Luckily for the guy in the...
I don't think he would have cared an ounce more for each extra kid that could have died. He just doesn't care.
front seat, his door stopped the bullets.
I think as far as he sees it, they're animals.
They entered the door, but they didn't go all the way in. Because the front door's got bullet holes in it. Okay? And there's another one you shot when you were doing the suppression fire, basically, to keep their heads down as they're driving away. You put one in the back of the car. There's several shots directly into the rear of the truck. And one of them comes zinging in through the back and goes right up and hits the sun visor where the driver is as he's driving out. Didn't miss his noggin by much. You know, so we could very easily have 3 victims at this point.
Thank God that there was not more kids dead, like, in that situation. It's a miracle that only one of those kids died.
Luckily, those guys didn't get hit or any way, shape, but they're all fine, except for the poor guy who's pretty much was dead right there. It didn't take him long; he was gone.
Thankfully, he died quite quickly. Like obviously it's not good he died at all, but like at least he wasn't in pain for too long. Because it's just so tragic and sad. I don't even know how to commentate on this video. I really didn't want to do this video, and I've been putting it off for ages, but I just got impulsive, and my bipolar took over, and I just got an urge to do it. I don't even know if I'll publish this video. I don't want it to negatively impact my channel, but the thing is because this is so tragic, and I feel so bad for the family and for the kid and for his wife as well. I feel like a duty as someone who's trying to do true crime content alongside my other content. This is such an important case, and I feel like someone who's mixed race or coloured, like myself, even if it's only slightly, needs to cover this and be honest about the facts. Well, not facts, but the theory that that this was partially racially motivated. I think it's important to deal with that. It's like the elephant in the room. Like, they're not mentioning it, but I think everyone in that room is aware of this elephant. I mean, this geezer looks like an elephant anyway, man.
He was gone.
Sorry, I've just got to add levity to it. I just can't deal with this. This is too much for me to deal with, man.
We see a lot of scenarios, and we deal with threatening situations. I mean, it's not, you know, we deal with them all the time where somebody defends themselves. I mean, we do. And there are clear-cut cases where you go, yep, sure did, buddy. You know, you defended yourself. Have a nice day. Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
You're screwed, bro.
I'm not feeling so hot now that you guys are...
Unfortunately, we have that effect sometimes.
Well, I don't mean sick. I mean, I actually am starting to be sick to my stomach.
You should have been sick to your stomach at the thought that you'd killed someone.
I don't know how I can express to you guys that I was in fear for my life. I've never been so scared in my whole life. I've been mad and my hands shake, but I was so afraid that I didn't have time to think. I only reacted.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove department.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Do I need to get a lawyer?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like I'm in deep shit.
Well, that is up to you.
Should have got, like, yes, mate, yes, you should have a lawyer.
We have a warrant, Duval County issued a warrant for your arrest.
Unlucky.
For murder and attempted murder.
Unlucky. Do you see how they waited till he dug himself a pit before they brought that out? They knew he was getting arrested from before the interview, but they acted like his friends, like they were believing him at first. So he kept adding more details and more details, and then they started slowly ramping up the pressure and confronting him, getting him to contradict himself more and more, to the point where he's dug himself a hole he cannot get out of. Then they tell him that he's getting arrested. It is done beautifully and masterfully, and yeah, I've got to again give props to the black detective for not losing his cool, because he remains calm the whole time. And I think it was good how they chose the white detective to be the lead interrogator. I think that was a smart move. Yeah, no, it's very, very interesting. This whole case is very interesting, but it's more tragic than it is interesting.
Okay. That's what you're being charged with, right?
You're screwed, bro. You're screwed. Unlucky.
First step in the process.
The way I see this was, I was scared for my life, and I fought back. And you guys are seeing this as murder.
This is where we're at right now. They'll process you here first, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take you before they got to go through all that kind of stuff. But you will be brought back to Duval County. Like I said, this is a start.
Is there any opportunity to bail?
There's no bond. There's no bond on a murder charge in Duval County.
Unlucky.
Yeah, it's standard.
Unlucky.
Is it automatic that it's a murder charge when it's self-defense?
Bro, what are you on about? Of course it's a murder charge. You unprovoked. Like, just come on, man, you idiot. What did you really think you were going to walk out of this police station free?
I'll explain to you how it works on our end. We do our investigation. We get our facts. We have a prosecutor from the state attorney's office with us who sees all the facts, sees the case. We confer with the state attorney's office, say these are what we have as facts of this case, and they determine, yes, we believe there's enough to issue an arrest warrant at this point based off the evidence we have, and that's why we obtained an arrest warrant.
I really didn't know that I was being charged with murder and attempted murder.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. It's so good how they did that.
That sucks.
It sucks? What about the kid who got killed, man? That sucks more, bro.
To me, under these circumstances.
Me too. I mean, if there is, there's probably about 5 things I could have gotten done differently last night, but
you idiot.
It's unfortunate it turned out the way it did.
It is. Okay.
He only cares about himself, though. Like, he only cares.
It's unfortunate it turned out the way it did.
It is. Okay. Well, I'll get with the guys here and we'll get you use the restroom for you. Okay.
I've noticed, yeah, just as a side note, just to add some levity, I think it's such a high-stress job that these camera angles always show the top of detectives' heads as they're getting up and moving and stuff. And I swear, there's more detectives bald quicker and more often than civilians do because of how high stress the job is. Just to add some levity, like completely irrelevant. Unlucky, bro. As soon as they leave, he gets really uncomfortable. Oh, you know your life is over, son. You are done. You are absolutely done. Unlucky. Sorry, I knew I was going to get angry at this video.
He was remanded into custody at the Duval County Jail, where he remained for 14 months awaiting trial.
Look, can't you just imagine him in a Klan hood? Like honestly, like it's just he looks like the type of person to do what he did.
Did you ask the guys in the red SUV to turn down that bass?
I did. I said, "Can you turn that down, please?"
What was the response from the red SUV?
They turned it off.
I think by the looks of it, yeah. Let me get the mouse out. So, I think this geezer's like an uncle. This geezer's the dad. This lass is the mum. And that's what I think. I could be wrong, yeah. He might be the dad, and I think these are the family. These two and this geezer, they're the family. They are not like look at how distraught they are. He looks like he wants to like jump over and just start beating this guy. He's more reserved, and this guy, you can tell, feels so bad for Rhonda, the wife. Like this guy here, it's like it's that weird dichotomy I was talking about earlier, that weird juxtaposition between, you know, I've got to give Rhonda respect, yeah, and I really do honestly feel like Rhonda's a victim in this whole situation, like not as much as the family or the kid, but she's caught in the middle of this very unfortunate situation.
At that point, what did you then say?
I said thank you. Very soon after, I start hearing things like F him and F that, and...
Does it escalate?
Well, the music came back on. Now it got ugly. After hearing the something cracker and...
Well, that's come out suddenly. So he's trying... How dare... Oh, okay, this has made me so angry. Oh, my word. So he's trying to act as if they were racially motivated to attack him. Yeah, when really it's the other way around. He's almost like gaslighting, like oh, that makes me angry. Oh my God, I could talk about, I don't like saying, oh my God, look, I'm sorry God, but like taking the Lord's name in vain, but oh my gosh, like I really, oh, he's just made me so, I knew this was going to make me angry. I knew this video was going to make me angry, and I don't know why I recorded it. And I'm sorry YouTube if this is too much and it causes racial division in the comments. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to look, I can't look at this objectively. I feel like I'm biased, and I feel like I'm dealing with this in a completely unprofessional way, and I'm getting too angry, and like it isn't like my usual true crime videos, because I'm just angry at this guy, man.
I hear
cracker this and that.
Something cracker. And
so when did that? He never mentioned that before.
That I hear, I should kill that motherfucker.
Oh,
I should fucking kill that motherfucker. And now he's screaming.
Okay.
There's no mistake of what he said. That is what he said.
Notice the considerable increase in both emphasis and conviction when making his statements. His lawyer has now instructed him in how to respond, but unfortunately for Michael, the jury had access to his interrogation where he was asked the same questions.
The guy that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up, I can't hear everything he's saying, but, you know, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like they're saying kill him. So I put my window down again.
I put my window back down and I asked, are you talking about me?
Now, what was the response when you said, are you talking about me?
He reached forward and picked something up and slammed it against the door. I didn't know what it was at first, but when he says, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I look and I'm looking at a barrel. He's showing me a gun and he's threatening me.
What happens now? What did you believe was about to happen to you?
You see that white geezer? He looks so angry, that white geezer back then. Look at this white geezer.
He reached forward and picked something up and slammed it against the door. I didn't know what it was at first, but when he says, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I look and I'm looking at a barrel. He's showing me a gun and he's threatening me.
What happens now? What did you...
Look at that white geezer. He is not happy. Okay, look, everyone in this courtroom, look, she looks pissed. He looks pissed. She looks kind of confused. He looks absolutely furious. No, actually, he looks more furious, this geezer here. None of them are having it, man. Everyone in that courtroom knows that there's some racial thing going on. It's a huge elephant in the room.
You believe...
No one wants to deal with it, though. No one wants to touch that or talk about that.
Was about to happen to you.
I thought I was going to be killed, but I still didn't go for my gun at that time. I was just like going, oh my God, where is all this hostility coming from? And it was at that point where he said, this shit's going down now.
Not once was this mentioned during his interrogation. It seems to be a poignant recollection when stated here, which would arise suspicion as to why he failed to mention it earlier.
Never said cracker.
In your wildest dreams, could you fathom being in that position over a common courtesy?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, what's going through your mind when he said this shit's going down now?
This was a clear and present danger, and I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
Wow.
And as you said that, were you looking at him or were you now moving to get that fire?
I said that as I was retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if we say over here is my glove box, I'm looking out the window, and I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch, and I shot.
What the hell is he? Look how angry they all are. What the hell is he? That's like from a movie, like a really bad 70s movie. You're not gonna kill me, you son of a like, I don't want to cuss.
And I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch, and I shot.
Okay.
No.
And do you even recall how many times you shot?
No.
I do not. Kind of was in a fixed position with the tunnel vision. I didn't realize the SUV was moving. I was still aiming at the rear passenger, and it didn't register that the car was backing up.
Okay. And at some point, you realize now there's no more red door in front of your face?
This is where Rhonda starts coming into my mind.
No, don't start with this.
I know she's heard the shots. I know Rhonda.
Let's give him an Oscar.
It wasn't just my life I was worried about, no.
And at some point...
Oh, I've got to give him credit, you know. Like, I'll give him a solid 7 out of 10 for that performance. Sorry, I'm trying to add levity to the situation instead of getting angry. Look, let's look at that a couple times, yeah. Like, you've got to admit, yeah, he doesn't do that bad a job.
It wasn't just my life I was worried about, no.
And at some point now...
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, I'm not going to lie.
Did you see that SUV actually drive towards a different direction or try to drive away?
It did, and this is where the... now they're back in line with if they fire on me, they'll hit the front door, and this is where Rhonda comes out.
What was your purpose of firing towards the back of that vehicle? Were you
I was worried about a blind firing situation where they would, you know, shoot over their heads or whatever and hit me and Rhonda. I stopped firing when it appeared that the threat was over.
And how long had you been with Miss Rower?
3.5, 4 years.
Did you have a serious relationship with her?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. Were you living
Okay,
with her
sorry, I might have referred to her as his wife, but fiance is as good as.
at the time?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. And were you living with her at the time?
Yes.
What are you wiping away? There's no tears, there's no snot, there's no dribble, there's no nothing. It's just a prop. Oh, he's overdoing it.
Yes, we were.
He's trying to be like, oh, we were living together, but now I'm in a jail cell. Woe on me, woe on me.
Was this dog kind of your guy's child?
Yes.
Okay. And what was his name?
His name is Charlie.
The defendant just got emotional over his supposed gallantry and undying love for his partner, and now accelerates this emotion for the purpose of expressing how much he loves his pet. In his mind, he is exhibiting appealing human traits to the jury, coming across as a man of clear nobility and selflessness, who only protected the woman he loves from a perceived imminent threat, while also being a gentle soul that sheds a tear at just the mere thought of his beloved puppy. The thing is, the defendant only has tunnel vision with regard to himself and his own perspective. The jury, on the other hand, will be looking at the big picture. Rather than perceiving this emotion from the viewpoint the defendant wants them to, they may see it as a contrived and narcissistic attempt at elevating his own character. He has now shown the jury that he has the personality type to get emotional, and this emotion comes out as he self-describes his valiant conduct and gentle spirit, yet not a shred of emotion was displayed as he described the exact moment he took the life of a young man.
Boom! Thank you, Kazumi. You like, I love the JCS channel, man. Like, on point, on point. I can't even express how, like, 10 out of 10. I definitely could not have put it any better than that.
Mr. Dunn, you love Rhonda Rauer.
Yes, sir, I do.
Right? You love her a lot.
What
Yes, sir,
are
I
you
do.
doing?
Right. And when she got into that car,
He's not having any of it either.
she asked you what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you telling this jury that on the way back to the hotel, you told Rhonda Rauer that the boys in the car had a gun?
If I told her on the way to the hotel, I told her several times at the hotel.
No, you
I
didn't.
told her several times on the way home.
No, you didn't.
That this was self-defense.
That wasn't my question. From the time you left the gate station to the time you got back to the Sheraton, how many times did you use the word gun to describe
Never.
what the boys, let me finish, what the boys in the car had?
I couldn't
once.
tell you.
Was it more than one?
At least one.
Mr. Dunn, the truth is, you never told the love of your life that those boys had a gun.
You weren't there.
Whoa, whoa. His personality's coming out now.
You did tell her then?
I said you were not there.
Look at him. That's the attitude he had with the kids. Are you talking to me? Yeah? All right, boom, boom, bat, 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 bat. Like, he's got that attitude. He looks like he wants to shoot the prosecutor.
Get that. I know that.
Let's go back. Look at, this is his true personality coming out, man.
The truth is, you never told the love of your life that those boys had a gun.
You weren't there.
Did you? You did tell her then?
I said you were not there.
I get that. I know that.
Whoa.
Truth is, you never told Rhonda Rauer they had a gun.
That is incorrect.
Remember to speak loudly into the microphone. so
Oh,
everybody
bless her. Oh,
All
no.
right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Miss Wolfson.
When you came out of the gate gas station and you got into the defendant's car,
Yes.
did the defendant ever tell you he saw a gun in that red SUV?
No.
She knows she has to answer before God. She knows.
Did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
There was no mention of a stick.
No.
There was no mention of a shotgun.
No.
There was no mention of a barrel.
No.
There was no mention of a lead pipe.
No.
Back in the hotel room, Miss Rauer, that same night, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw the boys with a firearm?
No.
Did he ever tell you that he saw the boys with a weapon?
No.
On the 2-hour drive the following morning, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a gun in the SUV?
No.
And on that 2-hour drive, did he ever tell you he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
Wow.
On February 15th, 2014, Michael Dunn was found guilty on 3 counts of attempted murder, for which he was rendered a 90-year sentence. 7 months later, on October 1st, he was rendered an additional life sentence without the possibility of parole. His
Unlucky.
appeal was denied by the 1st District Court on November 17th, 2016. He is currently being held at the maximum security Oregon State Penitentiary.
Unlucky, bro. You got exactly what you deserved, yeah? And I'm not going to go into the whole capital punishment argument and all of that, yeah? But, like, he got what was coming to him. And, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not going to go on and rant, yeah? Because I will just rant and get angry about this, yeah? So I'm going to cut the video short here. I feel bad for putting a call to action at the end of this such a sensitive video. And I've got to say, I'm sorry if I've been unprofessional or too angry or commentated too much, or I'm really sorry. Like, this isn't, I'm usually a bit better at making these videos, but this one just makes me angry. Not once was the racial issue brought up, but I feel like it was important that someone did bring it up. That's why I made this video. Anyway, check out my music videos, check out my shorts, check out my educational content, check out my other content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.